Good morning, everyone. My name is Cristina Carmona. I am part of a team of mental health counselors, and we are really committed to process of change and mental health healing. We are called Open Doors, and today we're going to share with you the topic of emotional dependency. To do that, I'm going to share with you a PowerPoint presentation with specifications about the topic, and we're going to do an exercise. For the exercise, you're going to need a mirror. It could be a regular mirror and a block of notes or something to write on and a pen, okay? Or pencil, something to write. Okay, so let's get started. Emotional dependency is not a formal diagnosis, so its presentations may vary from person to person, but these are some of the common responses that we have found in our clinic. And the concept is also based in these two authors, not because these two are the only ones who has talked about, but because these are the ones that we choose to talk, okay? So I want you to picture emotional dependency in your mind, in your heart, and your actions. In other words, how does it look in your thoughts, in your feelings and emotions, and the way you behave? So let's start with the mind. You have a lot of thoughts, and those thoughts can ambush your mind. So it feels like a lot going on while you're thinking about the topic of love and relationship. So these are the most common thoughts. The main belief that we have found is that you think you need the other person to love you, like you, validate you, for you to feel worthy. So unless the other person say that it is okay to be you, you don't feel like your life has enough value. We also have found that there is a lot of attention in the changes of the relationship, some signs of ambiguity in the partner, or when the partner starts paying less attention to you. So it's like you take an action that the other person does or fail to do, and you zooming, you putting that higher than it is, and you attribute a topic or a meaning that is related to this person is going to end my relationship. You also may find yourself overestimating, your partner or your relationship. What that means is that you decrease the weaknesses or the room to improvement that your relationship has, or the actions that your partner have that hurt you, you tend to minimize that. You overestimate who he is and what the relationship is in your life. Its value is what I'm meaning. And you have this constant belief that he or she is going to leave you, is going to break up with you. When you are not in a relationship, you may find yourself fantasizing a lot about a long-term commitment relationship. So this is a thought that takes a lot of energy and time in your daily life. From this thought, whatever sign that you find in someone else that may indicate that that person is interested in you, you tend to magnify it and tend to fantasize in or about long-term commitment. So for instance, a coworker gives you a compliment. So you take that compliment, you enjoy it, that compliment made you all day, and you start thinking about your wedding day, just to set an example. And if you don't have a couple, you feel like your life is kind of a delicious meal that you can see, you can even smell all those beautiful flowers. But when you try it, the taste is not the same. So you live in this state of, yes, but the achievement you have, you can enjoy them and celebrate them, but you're always with this sense of, I am missing something. I'm missing someone to share this with. I'm waiting for this person to feel happy. And if you have broken their relationship, that person broke up with you, it is very often that your mind is still in that person. It's kind of you are in a state of denial. Not because you say that you haven't broken up with this person or you think that the relationship doesn't end, but because you are holding into hope. So you are living expecting that the other person is going to realize that you are the best for them and they really need you, so they will come back. What is in your heart? So what are the main feelings that you may experience? Three of them are the most common that we have found. One of them is anxiety, the other one is emptiness or emotional deprivation, and emotional exhaustion. So for emotional exhaustion, you are between poles. Like you either feel very frustrated because you are single or because this person that you are with disappoint you, or you are euphoric. So if this person does things to prove you that he or she loves you, you feel euphoric. But if the person doesn't, you feel deeply frustrated. You move between hopelessness and hope. So this is the one. Oh no, this is not. This is the one. Oh no, this is not. That is exhausting. You move between daydreaming and being really busy. So you shut down your feelings when you are not in a relationship, or when the relationship is not giving you that boost of energy and happiness and meaning that you feel when the person expressed to you love. You move from sense of completion to emptiness, from peace to sorrow. So it's all a roller coaster of emotions, and that is exhausting for you. You can also feel a lot of anxiety. That is the most salient feeling that you are experiencing, although anxiety is not only a feeling, it's more kind of more in your thoughts. But you are, because you are catastrophizing the fact of being single or being alone, or just being with yourself. You may be afraid of being with yourself and facing that you don't know what to do with yourself. That gives you anxiety. And emptiness and lack of emotions is like nothing tastes the same, as I said before. So your emotional state is very plain. There is no like ups and downs as the way it is when you are in a relationship. That is kind of boring. Okay, and what are your actions? So your actions, even though you are thinking, I have to succeed in this, I have to find this love, I have to find the one, or I have to preserve this one that looks like the one, you act in a ways that decrease your anxiety, but take away that goal of having a committed relationship in the long term. So what you do is like calm your anxiety a little for a brief period of time until the anxiety kicks in again, but takes away the fact that you are really connected with this person. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. You are attention seeker. So you are always trying to prove that this person really loves you, or you are constantly asking, do you love me? Or doing things to see if the other person reacts in a way that makes you think that he or she loves you. You can find yourself intensively calling, texting, or giving unbalanced gift. What is that? Is when you give something to the other person that is too much. What I mean by being too much is every time you give someone something to someone, either it's a gift or time or an advice or a compliment, human beings have this sense of reciprocity. So when I give you something, I expect you to do something back to me. Or when you give me something, that creates a little bit of a debt. Like I feel like I have to give you at least the same. But when the gift is too much, that person can feel like he or she will never pay that debt. That's overwhelming for them. So they better withdraw from the relationship. You are also always asking, you have changed. Have you changed? Are we okay? Are we good? Are you still in love with me? Something is going on. Please tell me. I know. And if you are constantly asking that, even if nothing is going on, something starts going on. And you may find yourself expressing impossible goals for your partner. So you want this person to make you happy because in emotional dependency, somehow you are not responsible for your no, for your own happiness. So things that you expect from your partners really belongs to your own responsibility. Other actions is that you move from your identity to identification with the other person. Why? Because you put so much attention in that person that you start doing things that you do. You start thinking, what is my opinion about this topic? And you start being focused on that person, so you become that person, basically. And you become being okay, start being okay with love or love quality. Because after you become identified with your partner, identifying, I'm sorry, with your partner, you lessen attention in your own life. You start this attention seeking will. That is kind of uncomfortable for your partner. So your partner start decreasing his acts of care and love, and he or she may become kind of rude or no so caring about you, but you stay in the relationship anyway because that's better than nothing because I can be by myself, right? So you ended up accepting poor love quality and stay in the relationship regardless the negative consequences. But why this is happening? So every case is unique. Whatever is the reason, there is a unique cause that belongs or is explained by your personal history, your personal traits, your personal resources. So that explains the emotional dependency for you uniquely. However, we have found some common causes. One of them is attachment styles, which I explain in a minute, and healthy beliefs that leads to low self-esteem. There is a lot of cultural pressure because if you are invited to a wedding and you go to the wedding single, people look at you as, oh my God, I'm so sorry, as something happened to you, like as something's wrong with you. But if you go to a restaurant, there is more choices to be seated if you are with someone than if you are alone. Or you may find a sidebar while one sidebar versus 25 tables for people to come with someone. So there is a lot of social expectations and pressure about being in a relationship. You may have ideas of love that are not healthy and interfere in your healthy way to love, and you may have some behaviors when you choose a partner that may maintain your emotional dependency. And this one is really important. You are getting a dosage of affection. So despite the anxiety, despite the mistreated that you may experience, every now and then you have this boost of, oh my goodness, excitement and happiness and self-worthy. And you are looking for that, you're craving for that, and you're getting that every now and then. That maintains you in that emotional dependency way of love. And that dosage of love becomes your main source of pleasure in life. And it goes back to your lifestyle. So, what is attachment styles? Attachment styles is the way we bond to someone. Bowlby is the main author that created this theory. And what he said is like how you feel when you are close to someone and when you are separated from that person. When you are close to that person, do you feel like this person is accessible and attentive to you? And when you are far from that person, do you feel that this person is reliable? This person is going to come back. So I'm going to give you an example used by Dr. Rafael Guerrero Thomas to explain attachment. We have two types of attachment, basically, secure or insecure. So secure, if the person who raised you, because attachments goes back to your caregiver, And the way you relate to that person is used as a blueprint, as a script from which you relate to other people. So if your caregiver gives you things that you really ask for and you really need, you are going to feel secure. In other words, if you ask or need for a blue ball and your caregiver gives you a blue ball, you will feel secure. But if you ask for a blue ball and your caregiver gives you a blue square, that is scary. So you either start thinking, you know what, maybe what I'm needing or what I'm wish for me is wrong. So maybe I stop wishing, or whatever I wish, nobody's going to give it to me. So I become avoidant. Or sometimes, if you ask for the blue ball, your caregiver gives you the blue ball. Yay! But sometimes you ask for the blue ball and your caregiver gives you a red ball. Confusing, right? And if you ask for the blue ball and your caregiver gives you a blue triangle, there is no way you can predict what you are going to get. So you're always in this ambivalence of, I have this person, I don't. I do, I don't. And that gives you a lot of anxiety, and that is called ambivalent attachment. And then if you ask for the blue ball and your caregiver gives you nothing, that doesn't give you the chance to connect with reality. So you grow up detached from reality, and we see this type of attachment in mental health illness such as psychosis. So the way you were attached to mom or whomever your caregiver was, that influenced the ways you attach to your partner. And now irrational beliefs. So before going there, I want you to take your mirror. We're going to do an exercise. So you're going to take your mirror with your hands and you're going to close your eyes. You're going to take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. And breathe out. 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to do it 3 times. Like this, 3 times. And then you're going to open your eyes. And whatever 10 first ideas that pops in your mind when you open your eyes, excuse me, and see yourself in the mirror, you're going to write down these 10 ideas. And with that 10 ideas, you're going to evaluate how lovable this person is, how worthy of love this person is, how secure of don't be left or don't be abandoned this person is. So just do that exercise. And now let's see what we have found. We have found that some deep belief, core belief, as we call it, that are behind or underlying emotional dependency is the belief that I am not able to be safe, to feel safe by myself, to be safe by myself, or I won't survive just myself. I need someone, so I won't survive a breakup. And that is related to fear of abandonment. That may come from your history. Or we can also have found that you are sure that you are not lovable. Something in you makes you unlovable or unvaluable. And it goes back to sense of worth. Okay, so, but what do we do? How will we move forward, right? We have different goals based on that it cause, so whatever has happened to you or whatever the reason for you to display emotional dependency, the goals will be attached to that. But also there are common goals. One of them is reaching emotional autonomy. So to reach emotional autonomy, that means that you are responsible for your happiness, that you can feel happy, fulfilled, and worth just by yourself or without a partner. To do that, you need to heal from your past, the it cause that I just referred about, and other type of things that may happen to you trauma, attachment injuries, among others. And to do that, the best way to do it is do it in a safe place, in a therapeutic relationship, but you can try to do it on your own as well. And we have found successful histories of people who has done it by themselves. The other thing that may happen or will be healthy to happen is that you reach autonomy. So autonomy is a developmental task that we're supposed to reach when we were little. But sometimes if our environment is overprotective or highly invalidating, we, instead of feel autonomous, we feel ashamed of who we are. So we need to go back and reach that developmental task. And what I have found helps my clients to do that is to develop their core values, basically self-respect and dignity. And to do that, I can think of a better way to strengthen your spirituality, because spirituality, morality, and values, they are all tied together. So regardless your belief about a higher power, when you realize that you are finite, that you're going to die, something clicks on you and you want to do good for other people. And when you do good for other people, you start respecting yourself even more and recovering your dignity. It is maybe because you say the word thank you a little bit more, or because people look at you with love and respect. So you start looking yourself in the same way, or you believe, oh, maybe they are right, maybe I'm an important and valuable human being. Self-esteem. So self-esteem is a wide concept, but we can understand it as the sum of self-concept, self-image, and self-efficacy. Self-concept is exactly this exercise. What do I think about myself? Self-image is my body, how much I value my body in terms of beauty, in terms of functionality, what I see physically in the mirror, what grade do I get in that aspect. And self-efficacy, which means if I take my roles, how do I evaluate my performance? How do I feel I perform as a mother, as a woman, as a citizen, as an employee, or as an owner of my own business? And you assume that that is going to give you how much you value yourself, self-esteem. And then if you are in a relationship, remember that we tend to overestimate when we love from an emotional dependency state, to put it in some words. We tend to overvalue a relationship. So it's very healthy if you do a rational analysis of your relationship. So take every aspect of that relationship: sexuality, economy, communication, affection, and say to yourself, honestly, how do you feel in each of these areas? And give your relationship the value that it's really has. And lifestyle. So enjoy solitude. Oversee your emotional safe. So whatever you are feeling, feel responsible and take responsibility. Nobody makes you anything. Nobody makes you angry. Nobody makes you happy. You make decisions that leads your brain into certain emotions and defeat the fear of being yourself. I have found that we have a lot of fear of being who we are. We need to change that, especially if we want to overcome emotional dependency. So I hope, guys, that this information is useful for you. We are Open Doors, and this is like show. We're a counseling center. That is our phone number, and that's our website. We are in Central Florida. So if you need to reach us, just contact us, and we are here for you. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you have a happy Valentine's Day. Bye bye.